Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mika and here on my channel I do fragrance reviews. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining us. I'd like for you to become a part of our fragrance family. So please hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified each and every time that I upload a new video. If this is not your first time here, then welcome back. I am so appreciative. Today I wanted to come to you with some fragrances for that luxury and elegant event that you're scheduled to attend this upcoming fall and winter season. This is the season where there are work events, parties, concerts, all types of things that you want to dress up and just level up for. I wanted to bring to you fragrances that you just don't wear every day. These are the ones that you reserve for that special occasion. They are the ones that I consider my level up fragrances. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's start with my scent of the day. Today's scent of the day is Sycomore by Chanel. I love this fragrance. I actually have the little travel size. Sycomore is for the vetiver lovers. This also can be worn for a special elegant experience as well. I love smelling this on a man, but a woman can definitely pull this off as well. Again, my scent of the day is Sycomore by Chanel. I do want to mention that I not put on this list some favorites that are just like no-brainers. I wanted to provide you something that was different. We all know that Amouage Guidance is a great fragrance for an evening event, as well as Baby Cat, both of the Delinas, the Delina Original and the Delina Exclusive, as well as the Baccarat Extrait and the Original. All of those fragrances are great for evening and elegant events, but I wanted to save some room for those that you may not have heard of. They're just different. Let's start with the first one. This here is Nefs. Nefs is created by Nishane, and this here to me is a masterpiece. It has phenomenal quality, very strong and long lasting. The sillage is gorgeous in the air. To me, it is unisex. I do think that a woman can definitely pull this off for an elegant event. It has a smooth honey. It has fig, florals such as rose, whiskey, vanilla, oud, and leather. Now you know that I'm not a big fan of oud, but the oud in here, this right here, this is gorgeous. You'll get so many compliments when you wear this fragrance. It just reminds me of a gentleman that is in a gorgeous tuxedo, and he has a woman on his arm with a beautiful black dress, little black dress. She has her lips done in red with red lipstick. That is what comes to mind when I think of Nefs by Nishane. So again, this here is a beautiful fragrance to wear for any evening event, and this is Nefs by Nishane. Next is a cult favorite for evening events, and this one here is created by Maison Kurkdjian, and this is Oud Satin Mood. This fragrance is another one that made me like oud. I love this type of oud. It's just so smooth and creamy and just elegant. It has an opulent rose vanilla note that is sexy and sultry, and it lasts forever. The sillage is divine. You will smell yourself, others will smell you, and it will linger in the air. This here is gorgeous, and it'll stay on you for days. As a matter of fact, I have actually come back the next day and I could still smell Oud Satin Mood on my skin, and I could still smell it in my clothes days, weeks later. Again, this here is Oud Satin Mood by Maison Kurkdjian. This next one was created by one of my favorite perfumers, and that is Sonia Constant. I was so elated when she created her own house. And this here is Lettre de Pushkar, Malaquais Parfums. This here is an amber floral. It's reminiscent of aromas that you get from India. I don't know if you've ever traveled to India, but that is what is in this. That is what's in this juice. It's just India bottled up. The scent reminds me of how it looks in this bottle. Some of the spices in here is saffron, nutmeg, cinnamon. It kind of reminds me of Xerjoff, but on another level. It's louder than Xerjoff. You just can't go wrong with this. This is gorgeous. The rose in here is beautiful and elegant. This has very long lasting power. If you have not put your nose on any fragrances from this house, definitely put your nose on this one. And this is Lettre de Pushkar by Malaquais. Next, I have a beautiful unisex floral that was created by Kurkdjian. I think that Frederic Malle does a phenomenal job. And this here is Portrait of a Lady. And this here is a rose fragrance. You have to like rose to enjoy this. The rose in here is bold. It's sensual. It smells so regal. And it's just known for being loud. You do not have to spray very many sprays with this, or you will choke yourself out. You will choke others out. You only need approximately 3 sprays, and that's it. And it has the most beautiful sillage. I think that you can also get away with maybe 2, but no more than 3 to 4 sprays. This here is gorgeous. It's elegant, and men and women can wear this. Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle. When this next fragrance came out on the scene, I actually preferred it over Delina. This here is Delina's aunt. This is for the grown. Atomic Rose by Initio Parfums. This here is a well-blended rose fragrance that's sexy, it's loud, it has great longevity, it has staying power. It just reminds me of a more beast mode, more elegant level of Delina. I do think that you have to be very careful with your sprays with Atomic Rose. It can be very overbearing if you spray too much, but if you spray just the right amount, you will get nothing but luxuriousness. Atomic Rose by Initio Parfums. I love Xerjoff fragrances, and when I put my nose on this one, it just screamed opera, going to a Broadway play. It just screams dressed up, your face, your nails, your jewelry, beautiful sequin dress. And this here is Pikovaya Dama by Xerjoff. The nose behind this is Chris Maurice, another great nose. And this is just luxurious and elegant. It gives me old Hollywood glam. It has some gorgeous aldehydes in here. And I do think that you have to like aldehydes to really enjoy this fragrance. It's a more modern take on aldehydes. It has neroli, iris, incense, coriander, cedar, vanilla, musk, as well as sandalwood. All of those combined is just blended perfectly. This to me is just an opulent fragrance. Pikovaya Dama by Xerjoff. I do have to admit I have a bias to Cartier fragrances. Cartier fragrances lead the pack when it comes to luxuriousness and elegance. Premium fragrance line from Cartier. It's from the Les Herbes Versace's collection, and this here is Oud Santal. I think this fragrance is so luxurious. It is a beautiful sandalwood. If you've never gotten your nose on any Cartier fragrances, this is one to get your nose on. I don't like oud, but this oud in here is gorgeous. It is beautiful and smooth and creamy. It has beautiful plum and sandalwood with that oud in there. It's definitely unisex. When I think of class, I think of Cartier. Their fragrances as well as their jewelry is top notch. The projection is low on this and the sillage is moderate. The price is ridiculous, I do have to admit, but I would buy a full bottle. It is full bottle worthy, and that is next on my wish list. As soon as I finish this travel size, I will be getting a bottle of this. This is so beautiful. I definitely think you get what you pay for. The quality is just chef's kiss and top notch. This melts into my skin versus just sitting on top, and it is just hands down class. If I had to pick the top fragrance to wear for an event, it would be Oud Santal by Cartier. I just think that they are just hands down. This fragrance is due an applaud. I have to say, well done. I think that this is a gorgeous fragrance. It is so worth getting your nose on. Again, this is Oud Santal by Cartier. If you've been following me, you know that I love Chanel fragrances. Chanel cannot do any wrong in my book. I love all of her fragrances, but my #1 fragrance from Chanel is Coco Noir by Chanel. This here is one of my favorites, and it does not disappoint. It screams little black dress. It's beautifully crafted and just so discreet but empowering. This is not going to be a beast mode on you. It's going to be soft luxury elegance. To me, it's refreshing with the citrus notes on top. Then it deepens from the sophistication from the patchouli. This is a patchouli that is so smooth. The olibanum, then the tonka, the vanilla, the musk, and the cloves kick in. If you want to be noticed but not be bold, this is a perfect selection. This here is Coco Noir by Chanel. This next fragrance is not groundbreaking, but it is beautiful to me. Some people call it basic. I don't. I love this fragrance. This here is Black Opium by YSL. It's a perfect winter scent for women. I like wearing this to elegant events, evening parties. For this to be a designer, I find that it is quite complex. It has vanilla, coffee, tinge of coffee. It's not going to be like intense cafe. It has a creamy jasmine scent. It's certainly a crowd pleaser and you'll get lots of compliments. Again, this here is Black Opium by YSL. I discovered this house early on in my fragrance journey when I was trying to get into niche fragrances. Xerjoff by Xerjoff. This house I think is phenomenal. The opening is a blend of smoky tobacco with sweet honey. It melts beautifully with the spicy undertones and a touch of hay. It's gorgeous. It reveals a soft powderiness from the iris and a touch of incense, adding to the depth in this fragrance. Xerjoff is just so elegant to me. It is so captivating and mysterious. It's one of those fragrances where you really can't put your finger on what exactly you're smelling. It's great for the cooler months, and it just reminds me of going out on the town and you have on a wool coat with some gloves and a beautiful scarf. This here again is Xerjoff by Xerjoff, another one of my favorites. This next fragrance has some beautiful flankers. Unfortunately, the one that I am going to show you is discontinued, but you definitely can get the black. And this here is C'est le Parfum by Giorgio Armani. Again, this particular one is discontinued, but the C Black Intense, you can definitely still get your hands on that. This fragrance just oozes elegance. It enhances your baddie vibes. To me, when I think of this, I think of a little black dress with some boots and a black leather jacket, like you're going out to a concert. It has the dark black currant syrup in a good way. The black currant fades and then it leaves this very aromatic, spicy vanilla and woodiness. It is definitely a nighttime fragrance, and it will stick with you well throughout the night. And again, this here is one of my favorites for going out on the town, and this is C'est le Parfum. Any one of the flankers can do, but I definitely like the more intense version, which is in the black bottle. I've talked about this fragrance so many times on my channel, and it just reminds me of a silky dress. This here is Soy Malakis by Dries van Noten. It is just a silky smooth goodness in a bottle. It has this beautiful, gorgeous black currant, rose with chestnut, cacao, and then it has this note of silk. It is so sophisticated. This is something that is very feminine to me, and I've never smelled anything like this. The longevity is about 5 hours. Think of a woman wearing a silk slip dress, and the softness of the slip dress is what reminds me of this fragrance. This here is Soy Malakis by Dries van Noten. This next one was created by Dominique Ropion. He's one of my favorite perfumers. And this here is Lettre Rouge by Givenchy. And this is perfect for fall. The season right now, this is when you bring this out. It has a rich smoothness to it. I love the sandalwood in here that adds the depth to this fragrance. And that sandalwood just balances the tuberose and the ginger that's in here. It's very luxurious, very feminine to me. This here is, she is sexy. She is elegant. You have to take her out on an evening out. Lettre Rouge by Givenchy. You know you can't have an elegant list without my #1 favorite fragrance. In all of my collection, my #1 favorite fragrance, and that is Crystal Noir by Versace. This here is the Parfum version, and it is just sensual, a sophisticated composition. I love this. It is my favorite, and it will always be my favorite. I love the luminous and the creaminess of this fragrance. It does not have a big throw, but it's one of those fragrances that will get you noticed, and people will give you compliments. It has the most beautiful dry down. The magic is in the dry down. It's a great autumn pick, and the ginger in here is what really pushes this fragrance over the top. Crystal Noir by Versace. I do have to say I have a bias with Cartier, and I have 2 Cartier fragrances in this lineup. And this here is Baiser Volé by Cartier. This here is a true all-rounder, beautiful bottle, has like a flask top. And it's the most natural and photorealistic lily scent I've ever smelled. It's a compliment getter. It lasts all day. It has a gorgeous sillage. It's just a dream scent for lily lovers, which is my all-time favorite flower. When I put lilies in the house, it fragranced my whole entire home with a beautiful smell of lilies. This is all year round, but it does very well in the cooler weather, which is my favorite time to wear this. It's elegant, but it's not out of place if you ever want to wear this for running errands. Again, this is Baiser Volé by Cartier. Next is another one of my favorite designer fragrances, and this here is Dior Addict, first edition, and this here is a sensual vanilla floral. It's a beautiful nocturnal beast. It's powerful, it's aromatic. I fell in love with the florals in here. It is a stunning, mature creation that I wear for special events. To me, it's iconic, and it's a treasured piece in my collection. I wear this very sparingly because this is the original formulation, and I'm going to be very sad to see this go when I get to the bottom of it. I would definitely repurchase the new formulation, but I'm savoring this one. Dior Addict by Dior. Last but not least, this next fragrance, I do need to buy a new bottle. I have completely used it all up, and all I have is this little bitty sample here, which is MFK's Grand SAR. SAR is a unisex beauty. It's all about the labdanum, the benzoin, the amber, the vanilla, the tonka, the musk, and the cedar. It screams elegance and a high quality. Get the warmth from the amber, the vanilla, and the cedar. It's great for cooler weather. It is pretty linear. Once you get it on, it's not going to evolve. But to me, this fragrance is very strong. You have to mind your sprays and allow for the dry down. And once you let it dry down, you will see the magic in this fragrance. This here is MFK's Grand SAR. Alright guys, that concludes my list of fragrances that I consider my level up fragrances for elegant events, going out night on the town. These are fragrances that I love dressing up. You have to dress up when you put these gems on. So in the comments, tell me what are some of your favorite fragrances that you like to wear when you're going out on a date, going to a work event or a special event. What do you pull for? I'd like to remind you that if you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go on and subscribe today. Thanks guys. Bye-bye.